Well, hello there, it's Greggy Soriano and welcome to a brand new episode of Be Kind and Bake for Someone. It's a brand new year. We're going to do new cakes. I am so freaking excited. I can't wait to show you. So the first cake that we're going to make for this episode is, and look, this is brand new too, I'm going to show you my sketch. When I was a kid, I used to travel to the Philippines and visit my lolo, aka grandpa in Tagalog. It was in the Philippines and I don't know why, but it's always stuck in my head of this beautiful tile that he had all throughout his house. My lolo and lola, my grandpa and grandma, their house was amazing. I don't know, I just always remember that terrazzo floor. I didn't know it was called terrazzo until like recently. I just always thought it was beautiful. It's just been embedded in my head and I wanted to do an entire collection of cakes inspired by terrazzo tile. And basically terrazzo is, they look like little pieces of broken glass, and it can be glass or resin, and sometimes it looks cementish. It's not really marble, but it looks like marble, sort of, but it's kind of hard to explain, but here's a picture. I've been inspired by the new take on modern design with floral arrangements, and I want it to be very lush with peaches and sky blues and Kelly greens and a mint green. I always do stuff in seafoam green. However, this time around, I want to do a minty green. And yeah, seafoam green has been around for the past several years, and I'm still kind of not sick of it, but I'm like getting there. In 2019, I was crazy obsessed with all things embroidered. I wanted to get the detail of the embroidery mixed with some beading and make it look like textiles with buttercream and tons of piping and lots of detail. But this time around, I am crazy obsessed with anything terrazzo, and I love modern design. I love amoebic shapes as usual. It's crazy how I go through all of these phases. Like, every year I go through a crazy phase. If you go to GreggySoriano.com and check out all of my collections, you'll kind of get a gist of the things that I'm inspired by at the time. And it's so interesting to see your own work, and especially artwork, develop into different things. Like, right now I'm crazy obsessed with certain colors. Like, I'm obsessed with sky blues and melons, and like melon, like cantaloupe, peachy colors. Last year I was obsessed with mauve. I'm still obsessed with mauve, but now it's just like I love chartreuse and things like that. Oh, and last year I was totally obsessed with like moss, which I'm totally going to incorporate in this cake as well. I keep blabbing on, but without further ado, let's get to caking. Crumb coat and final coat a stacked and doweled 8-inch, 6-inch, and 4-inch round cake 5 inches in height. Be sure to create an unkempt edge so that it looks beautiful and natural. Grab a roll of acetate at least 5 inches in width, and the length should be the circumference of the actual cake that you're going to wrap. At least 4 inches in width, you want to cut it with a jagged edge. You do want that extra space, so that's why I use a 5-inch width acetate, because I like to play around with the different heights when I wrap cakes like this. So to create the terrazzo pattern, grab some buttercream with a mini palette knife, and you kind of want to use a pretty skinny palette knife to create very fine splotches, and you're going to do this in orange, peach, sky blue, gray, and ivory. I can't open up that gateway. I can't open up that gateway. Place this really long strip of acetate in the freezer and allow it to harden up. Say hello, but I already know how it'll go. Now that your strip of buttercream splotches are frozen and hardened up, you want to spread a very thin layer of buttercream right onto the strip on top of the actual splotches. You want to avoid spreading it too much and allowing it to melt, because then it gets too spread out, but you do want a little bit of a spread to create that beautiful spread-like motion. It's hard to explain, but you'll understand once you do this. Then you want to gently wrap the base of the cake with that strip and clamp it with some binder clips. Place it back into the fridge to chill. Roll out some peach modeling chocolate and cut out some beautiful modern pieces just like this.
I used to spiral when I couldn't get enough, so I moved on because I had to sober up. 'Cause seeing you means calling you means I love all over again, falling for you.
Grab some of my edible paint mixed with a little bit of vodka and paint some beautiful lines onto the modern shape that we made. Get an 8.5 by 11-inch sized sheet of wafer paper and pass it across a steamer just like this. Avoid it from getting too damp, but you want it pliable enough to where you can fold it and it avoids ripping. Fold it in half just like this.
Staying up and talking about your family till we fall.
Open it up and cut it in half.
Don't like that you know my order when we're
Fold it in half again. And then you want to cut it into a curve, just like this.
but you don't care.
Open it up and pass it through the steamer again.
Things that I don't wanna feel. So
And fold it in an accordion upward towards the point. Fold it in half and dampen it with a wet brush.
but you know I do, 'cause I hate to love you so.
And place together the two ends and open it up ever so slightly, just like this. And here you have a beautiful fan. Color the wafer paper fans with some luster dust mixed with just a little bit of vodka. You could also use my edible paints from my edible paint collection at GreggySoriano.com.
Like all the compliments you're always giving me is
I'm also coloring in some flowers that I previously made that are some ranunculus and some beautiful phalaenopsis orchids. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like a separate tutorial just for these flowers. They take quite a while to make, so I'm not placing them in this video, but just let me know if you'd like to see it.
down. Every time you come in, I push you out. You're saying I don't want you, but you know I do. 'Cause I hate to love you, so I love to hate you. I love you, I hate you. I love to hate you. I love you, I hate you. I love to hate. When I say I don't like you, you know I like you. I do. And when I say I don't need you, I just mean I need to take my time with you. Every time you open up, I'm shutting down. Every time you come in, I push you out. You're saying I don't want you, but you know I do. 'Cause I hate to love you, so I love to hate you. I love you, I hate you. I love to hate you. I love you.
With some tempered chocolate and coordinating colors, create some amoebic shapes with the acetate and pour it right onto the acetate to create these modern shapes.
I hate to love you, so I love to hate you. Ooh, ooh.
Now that the terrazzo print on your cake has taken time to harden up, you want to release the acetate from the actual cake.
I like the bed to myself.
Isn't that gorge? I'm so excited about this. I love this technique. Now you want to clean up the edges and slice off the part where it meets on the two ends to create a little bit more of a clean look.
It's all mine, but sometimes I just want somebody to talk to.
Now I'm touching it up with just a few specks of edible paint in gray. This just fills up the sparse spaces in between the pieces of terrazzo or resin that's supposed to be in the actual terrazzo. I'm also finishing it off by gilding the edges of this terrazzo. Alright, I'm going to shut my little boga and let you have your own little satisfying cake decorating moment, and I'll talk to you in a little bit.
So I can do my own moves. No, I don't need a hand to hold tight. Don't need a love that's all mine. But sometimes I just want somebody to talk to. Someone that's on my mind. I want something that's all cool. And it don't waste my time. Yeah, I just want somebody. Just want somebody. I just want somebody to talk to. Somebody to talk to. I wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody that's cool. I wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody that's cool. I just want somebody to talk to. Someone that's on my mind. I want something that's all cool. And it don't waste my time. Yeah, I just want somebody. Just want somebody. I just want somebody to talk to. Somebody to talk to. Yeah, I just want somebody. Just want
And there we have it, our abstract mint terrazzo cake.
somebody to talk to. I wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody that's cool. I wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody that's cool.
I hope you all enjoyed watching me make my abstract modern mint terrazzo cake. Comment down below and let me know what kind of cake and color scheme you want me to make for my next episode. Until next time, remember to be kind and bake for someone. I'll talk to you later. Bye!